Today we're installing seat covers on the new model 2019 Chevy GMC bucket seat covers. You notice the bucket seat covers, nobody can sit in the center passenger. We're going to start off by installing the lid. One thing you'll notice on the rest of this installation, you'll see a 40-20-40 center console. Driver and passenger seats are identical, so we're going to use that for driver and passenger, and then we're going to show you the installation on the console lid. First thing you want to do is I move the seat forward and tip the backrests ahead, and that'll give me a lot of room to work behind the seat. All the work from behind the seat, this customer has got Cryptek Raid on his, so we'll flip that up, get that out of the way. I'll just kind of come in behind here, kneel behind. I'm right-handed, so it's easy for me to kind of work that way. If you're left-handed, you may want to come in from the passenger side. Console lid, it's going to have an opening for the latch right up in front, up here, and then the opening for the top tray. So first off, you want to just start off by detaching those Velcros, and what I do is I just lay them out of the way. Okay, with the opening on the front, we're just going to grab that console lid and just flip that right over. Try not to connect the Velcros. There we go. And you can just cap that over the front real easy. You notice we got what we call darts on the back. That's going to help hold that around the back corner. So you're going to want to put that around the back corner there. I'm going to gather it up along this side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my elbow or my arm on that to hold it while I grab this other one and tuck it around the back corner. Okay. Next, I'm going to go to the front while holding this on. I'm going to tip that up. Okay, so I'm holding that down to the bottom. Then I'm going to come around to the back side, and I'm going to just tuck these Velcros through to the front side. There we go. That'll really help hold that into position. So just so we keep that held into position, I'm just going to just lightly fasten those Velcros there to hold that into position while I get my other ones here. There's the other one. As you notice, it's got to come inside the bracket here. We're going to line up that latch. And we're going to give this one a pretty good pull to get that tight. The best way to fasten these is to hold on to the ends, pull tight, and press together. Okay, now I'll just flip it down and see how that looks. That's looking pretty good there. Might just to center it, have to pull it a little bit that way. But when that fits on there, that should be pretty nice and smooth. Okay, flip that back up. I'm going to retighten this one. So, and as you notice, the seat cover comes underneath the front here a little bit. That's fine. So I'm going to get onto this one. I'm going to retighten this one because this is the first one I did. It's not very tight. So you can do that just by pulling on that a little bit. So you gained up that slack. Keep a hold of that and retighten. Here. Next, we'll put on the back Velcro here. We'll do that the same way. I'm just going to grab onto the ends of the Velcro, pull it tight. Now I'm really pulling on that. And you'll notice that cover will just meet right up to the edges of that material. Lastly, we'll connect this front Velcro. Same way. I'm going to pull that pretty tight. And connect. We'll flip that down. There you have a nice tight console lid. Lift it up, make sure nothing is impeded. You may have to tighten it over the ears a little bit. Retighten those Velcros. Actually, the easiest way to do that, you just pull on a little bit, gain a little slack, grab the ends, retighten. She's good. What you're going to need, and I'll back this up on this paper towel, is a very small Allen wrench. Okay, got it figured out. To remove the headrest, we're going to use the small Allen wrench. Push button on the side to lift that headrest up. There are small catches on each side underneath this plastic, so it's going to be strenuous. You may want to get somebody to actually help hold this away, and then you can actually get in there to release it. Basically, what it has in there is a piece of metal with a hole in it, and we're going to stick that Allen wrench right in the hole of that metal and just move that and hold it up. You have to release one side at a time. So we'll release one side, use gentle pressure to hold that up, and then come over and release the other side, and it'll pop right out of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my hand up in here. I'm going to just press up gently while I'm pulling this material away. See that little silver guy right there? That is the little silver mechanism that we need to get. We're going to put that little pin in there, and you're going to notice this thing release and pop up. Push it off to the side. There, just released, popped up. Now I'm holding just gentle upward pressure. We're going to go to the other side. There we go. Headrest released. Now as you're lifting it up, you can see it's going to hit the ceiling. Keep it from falling back down. You can just push the button on the side. Get that headrest to slide back down. Gently slide it up. You're going to want to really remove this evenly. Don't lift up too much on one side or really pressurize that thing. You could crack the plastic. Okay, we're going to go install the headrest cover. First off, we're going to start off with installing the headrest cover. You'll notice that all the parts of your seat cover are labeled on the inside right of each piece. There'll be a glossary of terms that you get with each cover, which will, headrest is H. They're real common sense terms. Driver bottom is DB, driver top DT. One thing you'll notice as well is the driver top, and this is imperative on this model. The driver's top has our label on the back side. Make sure you get the driver's top onto the driver's seat. We do provide for the airbag. Same way as the factory, we sew it with a little tiny breakaway seam exactly where they have theirs placed. So you want to make sure you get that driver's seat put on there. We have the airbag seam on the outside. So as we're going to go installing the cover for the headrest, carefully open the Velcro, and you're going to slide this cover on with the extending hook Velcros to the front. Now, a lot of times I'll just hold this thing between my legs to hold it in position, but as you can see, I'm just sawing that back and forth to get it down into position. We're going to go up and over that button. Hold down on the other side. Okay. From here now, I don't want to pull it too far down all the way into position. What I want to do is I want to work the seams of the seat cover. These I can see have already tipped the right way. So where the seat cover, this piece is sewn to this piece, there's material on the inside. We call it the seam allowance. We want to force that material to the inside part. And the way we sew it promotes that. As I can see, this is already trying to fold. This seam is actually folded the wrong way. I can just take my hand on the inside of that headrest, and I just pushed all that material to the inside part. And as you can see, that really has that headrest cover fit nice. Next part, we have a hole provided for your push button that it does your adjustment top and bottom. So I'm basically just going to center that guy. Everything tucks underneath there nicely. Want to double check too. Everything looks good here. We want to line up the seams of the seat cover to the seams that are on this headrest. And by the looks of it, everything is looking good there along the top. Lastly, you're going to just tuck in this hook Velcro, and we have loop Velcro sewn inside the back edge. So that's just going to simply tuck underneath there. The material should be real close to connecting there. Underneath the headrest. And there you go. Headrest cover installation complete. Next step on the driver and passenger seat installation, we have to remove, you can just feel there's a couple of elastic bands here, and they actually have plastic catches that are caught on the back side of the seat. So we just get to temporarily remove these guys. They come off real easy. And as you remove that, feel where that thing goes. There's a nice gap right here, okay? This thing just has to go there. When we're installing our seat cover, we're going to make sure we don't have any Velcros or anything going across that gap. Okay, here again, the other side, these remove really easy. Just take and get your thumb onto the top of it, and they'll push right off. Okay, here's a good time to sweep out the back edge of your seat. This truck is brand new. It's not dirty at all. So, but in the trucks that have a little age on them or a little wear, you want to make sure you get your finger in here, sweep that out. You can also go from the front side and just sweep everything out of there. Remember, we don't want to trap any sand or grit underneath this cover. Okay. Another little tip when you're working on the seat bottom, just take your little hook here, turn it around, hook it right over the pocket. That'll hold that thing up out of the way. Okay, we're going to work on the driver's seat bottom. This particular model has electric controls. So what we do with all seats with electric controls, the flat bar on the side, we're going to lift that seat all the way up into the ceiling. What that's going to do is that's going to separate all those moving parts and mechanisms underneath the seat, and as we route those Velcros, we'll be on top of all that. What you want to do, remove these little buckles. We'll come to these later. These are going to serve a function to hook underneath the back edge of the seat, and they're going to come back up and fasten to the back edge of the seat cover, and that keeps that thing from moving around or sliding forward, which most covers try to do. So I'll just go ahead and pitch those back there. Carefully detach the Velcro from the seat cover bottom, and as you'll notice on the inside right on the back edge, you'll see DB for the driver bottom. Passenger bottom will be PB. Okay, we're going to move this seat forward a little bit, give me a little more room to work around behind it, and we're going to place this cover on with the long hook Velcros to the front. Okay, and again, as you're placing the covers on, before you get them all snug down, you want to start working those seams. Okay, so before I really pull that into the seat real hard, I'm going to want to work the seams of this seat cover. You see that fitting very nicely? This piece is sewn to this piece. The material underneath it we want to put to the outside edge here. Okay, so we have that fit in there real nice. Looks nice across the front. Okay, and so we're going to pull this cover back into position. Also, we're going to have to work this cover behind this plastic cowling right here on the corner. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to pull it back. See how that pulled back? Came real nice to the front of the seat. Looks nice on the inside here. And again, we're lining up the seam of the seat cover to the seam that's on your seat. See? There's the excess material that we're working to the outside. Okay, continue carefully tucking that behind the plastic. Okay, and as you get that tucked in there, your seat cover should be perfect on the outside. Shouldn't be any wrinkles. Okay, so I'm going to keep tucking. I'm going to tuck in this back loop Velcro here. So I'll just carefully tuck that guy in. Really tight. Okay, and we're going to come to the inside. You'll notice the part of this, we call it the side cap, the driver bottom right. We're going to take this piece of material, we're just going to tuck it way down in there. Okay, we just tuck that way down in there. Tuck that way back in here, and as you can see, there's no seat showing. That's what our customers want. They don't want to see part of the seat showing back here, so we cover everything. I'm going to snug these corners up a little bit more. I'm going to come around to the back side and I'm going to grab a hold of that Velcro and kind of pull it back into position. Like I said, it is really tight. It's a tight seat to work on. Tight tolerances. Okay. Well, I have that pulled out. I'm going to give it just a nice little snug pull. Okay. That's going to go right down around the corner. Okay, we're going to route the Velcro from underneath the knees. Now what you want to do is you're going to fold the Velcro in half lengthwise with the sticky part going in. That's going to stiffen that up just like a ruler, okay? The one on the outside for the models with electric controls has a little motor underneath here that runs the seat. So we're going to route that up and over the motor. We are going to route the Velcro over the top of that electric motor, as in the electric driver seat models, and we're also going to go over the top of this bar, route that all the way to the back. Okay. The passenger seat here, we're going to go over that same bar, and as we can see all these wires here, we're going to want to really avoid these guys and we're going to go to the outside of the wires here. We don't want to interfere with anything here. Next, we'll route these side Velcros. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to really recline that backrest. Now we'll take a look down in here. I'm going to push the seat away, okay, and get a view down here. That Velcro is going to poke right down through there. Same way, let's go ahead and fold that Velcro in half lengthwise. Stiffens it up. Okay, I'm going to go back over here. Push that thing right through. Okay, we'll go around the back side of the seat and we'll see that Velcro hanging there. Inside edge, while I'm here, I'm going to take that same way. I just fold those in half. Keeps them from sticking to any fuzzy carpet. Just makes them a lot easier to route. Now in this particular model, I can lift up this middle seat bottom to kind of gain me a little bit of extra access. This basically is going to route. There's a very large gap right in front of the seat belt. I'm just going to poke that through. And be careful. There's a lot of sharp stuff on the inside edge. We'll go ahead and come around to the back side and fasten these up. At this point, I'll straighten up the backrest. Get that out of the way a little bit. Okay, we'll attach the front and rear Velcros first. So what we want to do is we want to really pull that seat cover back. Get that thing really snug. Then I'm going to take this Velcro that we routed from the back, open it up, and we're going to attach that over the very outside edge of that cover. I'm going to come to this side. I'm going to pull that really tight. Okay, pull that tight, spread that material. I'm going to grab this one, and likewise with this Velcro as well. This one is going to install in the very far outside part of this loop Velcro here. Okay, got that. Right here, here's our Velcro that we tucked in. Here's the gap that it comes through. Very big opening. Be careful. Everything underneath here that you see as metal is very sharp and will cut you. So use extreme caution while you're reaching around. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give this a nice, easy, gentle pull. I want to find my little gap there where the, that's where the elastic, factory elastic has to hook up. So I haven't covered that. I'm going to pull it nice and snug. Touch that right up to the back edge, right next to this other Velcro. So I'm going to give this a nice easy pull. You don't want to pull too hard or you can dent your seat or you can wrinkle the cover pretty heavy. So I'm just going to pull this. See where this guy came out right here that we tucked in. We're avoiding all the mechanisms. We're going to go ahead and fasten right to the back edge. We're going to attach these plastic buckles. Now we're going to attach these the same place that your elastic hooked to, except we cannot occupy the same place. So you want to make sure you're in an area that doesn't have your buckle on it. Here's the gap that we need to leave open for the factory elastic clip. We're going to hook the inside hook just to the inside here. Okay, so we're just going to take that, find that location that has to be pressed up into the seat a little bit, pull back, and lock that into place. Okay, we got our gap open. We've locked this piece in. We're going to take this right up to the back edge. Press that on there. That's going to help keep your seat from moving around. Okay, for the outside edge one here for the driver, so you see your gap here. We're going to come in a little bit. Okay, and we're going to catch this guy right here, this metal bar. Okay, so I'm going to come up, see this metal bar right here. Here's what I'm going to hook this one. I'm going to just snap over that metal bar. I'm going to come right back and right up to the back edge. Okay, so now we have that cover secured. Now you may want to go to the front side, make sure everything's in the right position. But to trim the Velcro, so you don't want to keep your scissors close to the seat, I'll just put my finger right where the top of the Velcro is, pull it away, make a snip. Okay, do the Velcro here, pull that cover away, and make your cut. Just don't want to cut any of the cover, any of the wires. Okay, pull it away, fasten, pull it away, fasten. Mark it with my finger, Pull it away. There we go. Next, you want to go move the seat around. Make sure nothing is being interfered with. Okay, we're going to install the driver's top. On the inside right of the driver top, you'll find the DT on the inside right front. And what also, for the driver's side, we had made mention of, you'll find our logo on the back side of the driver's seat. Again, very imperative that you install the driver's seat on the driver's side. We copied the original seam off of the factory seat, and we provided for the airbag by sewing that with a little tiny breakaway thread, just like the factory. So, first thing we'll do, we have more of our buckles that we created here, so we're just going to take these two buckles off. Those guys are going to hook under the seat. Make sure we release those little hooks off of the back of the pocket. Our label goes to the back side of the seat. Hook Velcro goes to the back. This 3-inch, 2-inch wide by 3-inch loop Velcro goes to the front. I'm going to cap that over. And what I'm going to do is I'll move the seat forward so I can really start to get some pressure on it. I'll tip the backrest in the straight up position. Okay. Now I can get over the top of that seat and actually get pulling on that thing, pull it down into position. So what you want to do is you just want to work down each side a little bit. And here again, it's going to help you out to line up the seam of the seat cover here to the seam, outside seam of your seat. To try to keep it lined up as you're pulling it down into position. It's going to get tight a little bit on the bottom, but it'll relax once you get there. Okay. Next, we're going to form the top of this a little bit to the seat, but I can see right now that my seat cover is really twisted. You know, I got to do a little bit more lining up of my cover. There we go. Okay, next we're going to tuck the cover underneath the plastic for the headrest. Notice the precision holes right in the correct spot. And we're going to work that cover around the top of the seat, and as you can see, it should just fit nice and snug right here. I can kind of feel the seam here, so I just need to move it just a little bit. There we go. I'll look on the outside edge of this seat. Looks very nice. Everything is conformed beautifully. Next, I'm going to just tuck in the front edge. Again, this thing is tight. The Cordura cover does actually make it slip through there a little bit easier. I'm pulling that thing down into position. Okay, next you're going to want to recline your backrest to close to your normal position. Here. Okay. So wherever your normal driving position is. Okay, so reach behind the seat and pull onto the material. And what you want to do is you want to slide your hand down the front of the seat, tightening that cover up. Going to go over to the other side. Going to slide your hand down, tighten that up. You'll notice a very slight amount of wrinkling here on the corners, but that is fairly normal. Next, I'm going to go around to the back side. Okay, around the back side. Here again, we're just going to use our seat cover to hold that back flap up a little bit out of the way. And we'll come to the back side, and we've located now our Velcro, so we got to pull through to the back side. We're going to go with our buckles again. So we're going to hook our buckles underneath the seat, and here again, we don't want to crowd that space where we have our elastics that have to hook up, so make sure those are both open. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook on right next to our other one, okay, that we hook for the seat bottom. So we're going to go right in. Get in there. Gonna hook to this guy. Okay, we got that hooked. We want to give a little bit of pressure down. Okay, I'm gonna bring that right up to the backrest. Okay, next buckle. We're gonna go in. Here's our little gap for our factory elastic clip. We're going to go right to the side of it, right to here. I'll hook that in and have to push up pretty hard to get that plastic hook up into the body of the seat. while you're pulling back. Make sure it's nicely secured. Here again, I'm going to pull down on this. Velcro right up to it. Lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the plastic hooks right exactly where the factory had them. I can feel that that's right here. I'm just going to go right up, and they go over super easy. Okay, there's my other gap. There we go, super easy. Next, we're going to pull the sides down, and as you can see, they're a little bit wider than your carpet, because why? We like to cover everything around here and want to make sure everything stays clean. So I'm going to pull this down nice and tight, press that to the carpet. Now watch, I'm going to pull that away a little bit, and that's going to curl right around that corner very neatly. Same way on the outside. Curls around. Last step, this hook Velcro is going to stick right to that fuzzy carpet. There we go. Make sure everything's tucked in there. Lastly, we're going to install the headrest. You may notice it's a little bit loose right here. The initial design on the headrest, we made it where that was nice and snug down to the bottom. It was so tight we could hardly get the cover on. So to install, just drop it in, and it goes in quite simply. I want to make sure that it works. Push your little push button on the side, everything works, comes up and down. Sometimes I'll tuck those right under the sides. All right,